Hi there. I'm going to do a video about a new radio that I bought a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to start with this. So this is my Tecsun PL-310, a radio that I bought about 18 months ago when I got back into shortwave. And as anyone who's been watching my channel for more than a year will know that there are over, there's over 100 reception videos using this radio. It costs just under £30, and I've recorded lots of shortwave stations with it. I think probably the most memorable for me was when I actually heard the Voice of Korea, North Korea, for the first time. I never imagined that it would be possible to do that with a radio that cost less than £30. So that was one of the sort of many standout moments with that radio. I don't use it so much now, but the easy tuning feature, where basically the radio scans the entire shortwave band and stores, sort of temporarily stores anything that it hears in its memory, is really useful, because you can do a band scan and sort of look at how many stations that have been caught by the ETM, and it gives you a pretty good indication as to whether a band is opened or closed, etc., which avoids having to boot up the ELAD and start looking at spectrums. For the money, it's a fantastic radio. The main issue with it is without direct frequency access, it's just a bit of a pain. You have to basically scroll through the bands until you find the band you want, and then you've got to access the frequency you want using the wheel again on the side of it. And although for the money it's fantastic, that does make it a little bit of a pain. So my good friend Thomas Brogan told me that the PL-310ET, despite its modest cost, was a fantastic radio, and he actually bought one and uploaded a couple of reception videos, and it did look to be quite a well-performing little portable. And he, being a bit of a guru in terms of shortwave hardware, he's recommended radios to me previously, one of them being the wonderful Sony ICF SW100, which I bought, and again proved to be a fantastic radio. But he also has recommended other radios that I bought, and he's always been right. So I went to Maplin and I bought one, PL-310ET. It cost, I think it was $39.99. I think you can probably get it cheaper online, but I'm the sort of guy that when I make a decision, it has to happen. So rather than order one from eBay and save myself a fiver, I just went to Maplin and bought one. And as I said, 40 quid. Now, I can't speak for everybody else in the UK or elsewhere, but the sort of posh bars that my YL likes to go to on a night out, 40 quid's not even a night out in Oxford. So I didn't have too much of an issue justifying it to myself. So I took it out on a de-expedition a few nights ago, and I was literally amazed at the sensitivity of this little radio. It comes complete with a little earphone and a little carry case, similar to the PL-310. But what actually amazed me initially was how small it is. This radio is literally tiny in comparison to the PL-310, for example. So I'm just going to open it up. So, it's not much bigger. Obviously, a different form factor, but it's not actually much bigger overall than the PL-310. And the benefit of this little radio is that, as you can see, you've got direct access to frequency. It has the really good ETM function. In terms of its sort of quality and materials, it feels like a slightly higher quality radio than the PL-310 that I bought to take to Brazil, which I've subsequently given away. But what I like about this radio is that effectively it could do everything that the PL-310 can do, but you have much easier access to tuning because you can key in the frequency that you want just by the push of a button. So I took it on a DXpedition the other day, and I was literally amazed. The first thing I heard was the voice of Korea, North Korea, with a better signal than I'd heard in a long time. Now, I was using a wire extension, about 30 meters actually, which might have been a bit too long. But the other benefit of this radio is that you can actually plug in an external antenna, whereas with the PL-310, I'm not sure if the AM antenna only works on medium wave or not, but I recorded I think 18 reception videos using that little radio. Voice of Tigray Revolution, Radio Guinea. Yeah, it was literally a revelation for the money. So I'm glad I bought it. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to test the sensitivity of this radio against the PL-310 by running the ETM function on both sets in parallel, and just see whether the performance that I obtained with it the other night is, can be explained because it's basically a more sensitive receiver. The other thing is that it seems to be, well, not highly selective, but selectivity on that radio at least to me, seems to be a lot better than the PL-310. But I don't know what the fundamental differences are in terms of the circuitry of this radio. I'm assuming they're similar, but I didn't get that impression when I took it out the other night and tested it. All those reception videos are to come, but for the money I paid for it, which was basically a tenner more than I paid for the PL-310 18 months ago, I would highly recommend this radio. Now, I don't do this very often. I don't recommend radios because that's a dangerous thing. You've got to know what you're talking about. But for a beginner coming into shortwave who doesn't want to fork out 80 or even £100 on a radio in case they change their mind and they're not, and they can't get on with it, for £40 I would highly recommend the Tecsun PL-310ET, because for the money it's extremely sensitive. The selectivity seems to be pretty good. You can attach external antennas to it, and it's just an all-round really nice little radio that fits in your pocket. You can take it with you. So so I definitely recommend it. Thanks for watching this video. The next video is going to be a test of both radios running the ETM system. Let's see which one's most sensitive. Thanks very much.